Hey, good morning, everybody. I appreciate you tuning in this morning. I pray God's blessings on you today. So the verse that I've chosen today, I don't know, it's the verse that jumped out at me this morning, but I'm having a little difficulty trying to put it into a context for us here in our lives. And I guess it's about, it's a, I guess ultimately, you know what it's about? It is about us, you, me, each of us individually, devoting our lives completely to the Lord. And stop worrying about everybody else, and stop letting how other people worry about us even matter. We have to have a complete devotion to the Lord, and that our life is completely devoted to Him, and that we're going to follow Him regardless. And that's really Romans chapter 14, and it starts off and it's talking about things they have a debate about. One is about the two examples that he uses is what are you allowed to eat and what are you not allowed to eat. And in essence, Paul says, what does it matter? What do you care? If someone wants to eat such and such, let them eat it. And if someone doesn't want to eat such and such, then let them not eat it. And then the other is about the observance of days. Well, who cares what day you observe? It's just like us. You've probably heard before. I know I have heard it plenty of times. December 25th. Well, Jesus wasn't really born on December 25th. Why are you celebrating? Well, so what? It just happens to be the day that we've chosen to celebrate the birth of our Lord. If you don't want to celebrate December 25th, then don't celebrate it. It doesn't matter to me, right? So it's one of those little things like that, about things that are, and Paul is just trying to say, make sure that you are completely devoted and living for the Lord. Another good example is in the last chapter of the Gospel of John. And I know I haven't got to the verse yet, but I'll get there. The other example is in the last chapter of the Gospel of John, where Jesus, if you're familiar with the story, he has restored Peter. And he's told Peter, feed my sheep, take care of my sheep, take care of my little lambs, that sort of thing. And then after Jesus and Peter have gone through this is after Jesus has been resurrected. Peter has denied him, and so he's restoring him to the ministry. And after this encounter with the risen Christ, Peter looks around and he sees, most people think it's John. It doesn't name John, but it says he sees one of the others. And Peter's like, well, Lord, what about him? And Jesus is like, well, Peter, what do you care? Now, that's the Brother Keith version, but that's in essence what he says. He says, what is it to you? What happens to him? He says, you, Peter, you just focus on following me. And so in this passage, back to Romans 14, after Paul goes through all of this about can you eat, can you not eat, who cares, what day do you observe whatever day, he just says make sure you're devoted to the Lord, and so that what you're doing is in devotion to the Lord. And then he says in verse 8, he says, for if we live to the Lord, and if we die to the Lord. Therefore, whether we live or die, we are the Lord's. Just place yourself in God's hands, life and death. Place everything you have, everything that you are. Make your complete devotion to Him. And if you live, you're going to live to the Lord, to glorify Him. And when you die, you're going to die for His glory as well. So if we live to the Lord. And if we die to the Lord. Therefore, whether we live or die, we are the Lord's. We belong to Him. We're devoted to Him. I hope that made sense. God bless you guys. Get out there in faith the rest of this day. Love you. Bye.